Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 1, Episode 26 of Scooby-Doo Mr. Incorporated, titled Fear the Freak. This is the season finale. So we start off kind of with a flashback of the original Mystery Gang, Mystery Incorporated. And we see them find the first planispheric disc. And also, with hindsight of Pericles is a villain, and we later find out that he's already betrayed the Mystery Gang at this point. I know they're portraying him that way because, that way, but Pericles is just such a villainous sounding person. I would not trust him. I wouldn't trust him. Anyways, they managed to escape, with the planispheric disc. We also see them fighting the freak. So we go to the new Mystery Gang, and they're investigating the mayor's office. Because they're suspicious of the mayor because of what Pericles told them. They're covering all the loose ends, all the ends, making sure. Now, Fred is, he doesn't, that's his dad. That's his dad, Also, I love that Fred this episode is just, cold. He's not the dumb kind of jockey guy, happy-go-lucky golden retriever. He's, cold and serious because, shit has hit the fan. It has hit the fan. Anyways, he finds a picture of his mom in his dad's office, Alright, that's not suspicious. What is suspicious is when he drops it, it breaks, and he finds out that it's just a picture from a magazine. That's a bit suspicious. Anyways, they're caught, they're arrested after being chased by the freak, and of course Mayor Dad doesn't, press charges, much to the fucking sheriff's, dismay. All the other parents are like, this has got to stop, this Mystery Gang thing. It's gotta stop. Also at the time, Daphne reveals that her and Fred are engaged. They're pulled apart by their parents as the most dramatic, over-dramatic music plays, and I'm just like, it's kind of serious. It ain't that serious. It's not that serious. Also, I just love that later in the episode, Scooby's just like, aren't you a bit young? And yeah, ages are never stated in this. I'm guessing at the youngest, they're 16. At the absolute youngest. But I think they're implied to be seniors since they're talking about graduating and which implies it's soon, so I'm assuming they're seniors, so they're 17, 18. And since their parents are still forcing them to do things later in the episode, Shaggy's parents has forced them to military school, so I'm assuming they're 17. Ages are vague, and they're gonna be married once they graduate, so I don't know. Ages are vague. Anyways. Fred, basically lays down the law. Shaggy, Scooby, protect the planispheric disc that we have. Velma, you get the scroll. Fred is really being a leader in this episode. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just noticing it or if this is something that he really feels like the leader this episode. Anyway, the freak attacks Shaggy and Scooby for their disc, and Shaggy is like, alright, yeah, you can have it, but Scooby, he's like, nope. Takes it and hauls ass. Which, of course, to Shaggy's credit, he also joins them in hauling ass. And they're saved by Ed Machine, who brings them to Angel Dynamite's recording studio with the other gang, where they proceed to lock her in while they go retrace the steps of the original Mystery Incorporated, Also, we get a scene where Pericles, I think it's implied that he kills Ed Machine. I'm pretty sure I think that's what is implied. Pericles kills him. I think that's what is implied. Of course, it's a kid's show, so, I mean, we don't see him die, but yeah, I think he's dead. So, the mystery gang, goes to the caves. They rappel down, and they spring the trap themselves after they find out that the planispheric disc is missing. But also, I should note, I really love this scene. Before they found it, they had to, comb the scroll, decipher the numbers. Like, they were solving the mystery without help, like, on the spot. I feel like this is just 9 times out of 10, they don't solve these mysteries without single-handedly. Like, it's always either with the help of Mr. E or it's just pure dumb luck. This was them actually showing detective skills. And anyway, Fred makes a dumb decision by just kicking a random trap, by springing a random trap, flooding the cave, sending them to the ocean. Also, the freak did attack him and bitch slapped Pericles into a cavern, so that was a win. So the freak escapes, but Fred gives chase. Up a cliff. The cliff starts, breaking, and Fred is about to fall, but the freak saves him. Fred tackles him, and we find after the cavalry, Angel and the sheriff come, and of course we find out that the freak is Fred's dad, which I do love that he did save his son. I do truly believe that Mayor Fred does love Fred in his way. We find out that Fred is the son of Brad and Judy of the original Mystery Inc. I wonder if Angel knew that. I don't know. I don't think it's implied yet that she did know that, but I don't know. He says that he found out about the curse, the treasure, so that's why he came. He enrolled in Darrow College, started working with the Mystery Incorporated, the original one, and basically he and Pericles worked together to betray the original Mystery Incorporated, because Pericles ain't worth shit, He's the Peter Pettigrew of the group. Also, why did Mayor Fred so we find out that he and Pericles blackmailed the original mystery gang to leave by threatening their parents, with crimes. But Brad and Judy did come back, and Mayor Fred stole baby Fred and basically told Brad and Judy, hey, as long as you keep a step in that away, your son will be safe. Which is fine, I mean, I guess it's a good, nefarious, villainous plot, but why did he just not say he adopted Fred? Like, why would he leave an obvious fucking clue, like a picture of some random model from a magazine framed? Like, that's what clued Fred in. Like, the picture frame from the mayor's office was just of a random woman from a magazine. The date that the mayor said Fred was born. And I'm just like, why'd you do that? Just say you adopted Fred. Like, that was a bit too convoluted. That's the only thing about that I don't like. But, I guess, oh well. So, Fred decides to leave Crystal Cove, calls off the engagement with Daphne, and to go find his parents. Shaggy's parents say that they're sending him to military school, which I guess And so, and they also say they're going to send Scooby to a farm. And the way they're shocked, I think they low-key thought that they were sending, they were going to send Scooby to the forever sleep, if you know what I mean. Also, you know, Daphne screams at Velma because she said this would have never happened if you told us the truth about Angel. Because I really don't think so. I think this is just Daphne trying to work through, you know, the breakup. Pericles basically goes to Scooby and says, "Ha, gotcha, bitch." Flies off with the planispheric disc. And Scooby's just like, "I'll get the mystery gang back together if my name isn't Scooby Dooby Doo." I really loved this one. This is a 10 out of 10. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. A 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.